Beanie Baby had done more figures in the Godzilla line. It was great to see more designs, more monsters and kaiju and whatnot. Guys, moving into some scaling, here is...
Download Tokaboka World today. Make it.
This guy actually made the biggest song ever. What would happen if you washed your hair with only cold water?
He was getting bullied. My milkshake brings all the...
Today, I'm going to show you how to start, scale, and monetize a YouTube channel using Claude. Over the last 6 years, what happens when a game releases and then years later it gets unreleased or delisted? This is something that happens surprisingly quite a bit, with digital storefronts just dropping games from time to time for various different reasons. And it's really weird. Now, in the past, we've explored a lot of games that have been shut down, but today we specifically want to take a look at other games. Talked about in our shutdown video, just surprisingly enough, there's a lot of games that have been removed from various digital sources. Most of this video will only focus on a game that was supposed to be a really big deal. It was in development for 8 years, and it got abandoned officially since January 2016. So that's like a very, very super recent. Now, I do have to point out, Anthem was very, very everything you're about to see is one game. It's a really good game. Okay. Finally, fans of Destiny had a different option to trash that same type of pitch, but Anthem does look ambitious from the early reveals. In this video, I'm only going to give a passive mention to Anthem, and then I fell down this rabbit hole, and it is something else. This rotator went to the Anthem midnight launch, and they're just saying cool. And all things considered, knowing what we know now about how Anthem turned out. Play the data, is it it does. The gameplay plays other server issues and I'm not super excited for it. The idea that you can aim for the enemy. Them into the EA server. Does he actually show the physical version of it? Just the code for the game. Did GameStop do that? Yeah, I'm surprised. Nowadays, there's not that many people show up.
How is he not dying? About dang time.
Excited for the new game that came out. Really good. If anything, it just shows how much EA they abandon players like this. They're genuinely excited to give the game a shot. Let's talk about release. That existed is actually insane. Then we look at all of the different editions and realize that majority of them.
So I had a great time at Boston University last night. Next stop will be Baylor University, which I was told last night that, Boston
political history. Like, you've got this country that dissolved itself out of existence, or its union out of existence, and then tried to join NATO and was rejected by the Americans. Was trying to join the European Union in the long term. It went nowhere. It's really that country. Bonus for food. You had a currency that inflated by wars in the 90s. When the European Union in the long term, that went nowhere. It's like you have a country, like, people will disagree with me on this, but I really do believe that Russia, like, people underestimate how bad Russia was in the 90s. Like, you had, like, children sniffing glue, and that was, like, a common recreational activity. You had, like, women selling themselves, like, on street corners for food. You were inflicted by, like, thousands of really understand just how Russia was in the 1990s. It was and it just got them nowhere. And they became poorer, they felt disrespected, they felt isolated. They inevitably got muted. They went from a joke to sort of your sort of alcoholic, it was like a clown, to this conscious, serious, ex-KGB who tolerate any disrespect. Again, trying to parlay with the best of which inevitably ended up getting completely shellacked. And then said, oh, well, we also need to respect us to go in the opposite direction. Inevitably, was invaded and then where Russia is almost seen again like an enemy. It could have been part of NATO, it could have been part of the EU in the long term. But instead, this is not that we're in. So, it is just very upsetting. Now, after all the Russia is sort of poised away. It just loads in front of things like this in terms of being the government is fire. The same reason the Chinese had to hide Western influences, hide what people are saying about Ukraine and their special military operation, keeping away from their influence. Russia is essentially on the situation, really. We absolutely are. Russia foreign nations who benefits them to do so. And a good example of this, and to Britain, would be Brexit. It's well that it is in Russia's best interest that Britain goes to leave the European. Why is that? Well, think about it, Joe. Because the dream of Russia is that the European Union collapses. Why? Because it would make Russia the most powerful in their neighborhood. Right? If there they could eat up East of Europe. It wouldn't even need to be paid. They could eat up East of Europe to make each other. Essentially become a sort of regional it's like the worst thing. Of course, in the long run, Russia should join the European Union. But if Russia can't join the European Union, then of course it's only in their interest to try and break it up. Brexit is obviously in their interest because it's a good step into the Union. So I mean, for sure, Russia would get the in the Brexit referendum. I mean, you would have to taking fire! Dosing tactical! Here we go! Foreign interference often equals what the law interfere in the West. It's not that they create problems from structural they say, right, what are the already existing things that organize the population? The debate over Israel versus Palestine, or progressive, wokeness states, or freedom of speech and policing. They will do things that people are already angry about. And they pour from more. They say that to stabilize the country further.
Switching mad.
headquarters of the British Spy Intelligence Service.
Coming on Saturday.
Hostile foreign policies. They can read their book. Like they can read it because this is like catnip for populace. Because then foreign powers see them and they pretending to be British. They go, look at what our capitalists are doing. And then they look people, the British media services look for. This is patriot talking to patriot. Fully on Populist Party, the anti-EU party, you know, the sort of right-wing party, the isolationist party, reformers to reforms. How is it possible? How is the agency? And these are agencies who are meant to be so intelligent. They can even shape countries. Right? They don't just know how to country, they know other countries, but they don't even know how to country. It's like, how is it possible that our intelligence agencies could give foreign powers looking to cause chaos so much ammunition? Like, surely they're aware. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Such a pleasure for you to join me. Today, I'd like to talk about how YouTubers have the same incentives as drug dealers. What do I mean by that? Well, let's start off with section 1, what I call a tale of two YouTubes. So I've been using YouTube now for almost 20 years, and I've been uploading videos on the platform for quite a handful. And I think back to when I first started using YouTube, and many years thereafter, I can't help but smile, and there's numerous reasons for that. Firstly, I would say that there was endless viewing fun. I remember coming home from school, loading up Internet Explorer on my Windows Vista PC, and I would spend hours a day on YouTube back in the day. Video after video, hour after hour. You know, you could binge YouTube from morning to evening if you really wanted to. At least that was my experience back then. It felt like there was always something new to watch, always something exciting to watch, and the website just felt like such a pleasure, such like a sort of convention of amazing originality and innovation. Not only that, but it made me want to create as a result. You know, what not a lot of people realise about YouTube is every YouTuber did not start off as a YouTuber. They started off as a viewer. And then from viewing, they said, they sort of get a light bulb over their head and go, oh, you know what, maybe I should make things as well. Maybe I have something to contribute. And that's certainly the case with me. But the reason why I wanted to start making things online is because I thought I had something to offer. And I wanted to join in the fun, essentially. But more importantly than that, I would say that it felt like a website for all. You know, Reddit is a slogan, the front page of the internet. They call themselves, so I completely disagree with that. I think YouTube is the real front page of the internet.
I'm never down for lunch. I'm not the enemy here. I don't forget.
Securing objective.
It felt like if you took YouTube,
That was close. Shot.
Enemies taking Bravo.
Watch out! I think this can be it.
Bravo. Friendly remote turret deployed. Enemy taking Alpha.
Swapping max!
If you chose a smell, it would be marijuana.
Securing objective Bravo.
Using tear gas!
Hostile UAV in the area. They're taking Charlie.
Tear gas out!
Securing objective Bravo. We're losing Alpha.
It feels like
Using tear gas!
Securing objective Charlie. Securing objective Bravo. Objective Bravo secured. Objective Charlie. Losing Alpha. Objective Bravo is compromised. Get it back. Charlie. Hostile cluster mine active. Enemy UAV active. Enemy taking Alpha. We're taking
Tear
Bravo.
gas out!
Our counter UAV is active.
Using tear gas!
Get it back.
Tear gas out! Master
Enemy
gas is
securing
coming!
Charlie. Enemy is gaining ground. Push them back.
Using tear gas! Tear gas out! Dust it out! Loading!
Securing objective Bravo. The enemy holds 2 objectives. They're taking Alpha. They're taking Bravo.
Grenade!
We're losing Charlie. Securing objective Bravo. We control Alpha. Enemy securing Charlie. We're losing Charlie. Hostile UAV in the area.
Using tear gas!
We're losing Alpha. Enemy securing Charlie.
Tear gas out!
Alpha.
Incoming! Just one down! Aim for the enemy!
Securing objective
Using
Bravo.
tear gas!
We control Bravo. Enemy securing Bravo.
On ammo! Took a shot! Our gas is coming! Tear gas
Enemy
out!
securing Bravo. Cluster mine detected.
Using tear gas!
Enemy taking Bravo. They're taking Bravo.
Almost to it now!
These people.
Stop to it! Tear gas out!
Hostile emergency aircraft incoming.
Come on, side!
They're taking
Using
Bravo.
tear gas!
The enemy has captured.
Dust it out!
Securing objective Bravo. Enemy overwatch.
Gas grenade! Gas incoming!
Enemy securing Bravo. Bravo. Securing objective Alpha. Friendly remote turret active. Lost Bravo.
Again, these people pay for it.
Friendly mortar strike on the way.
Come on, I need medical.
So, it's a relationship. The same as the game. Causes gets pleasure.
Raising back. Charging back.
It's a very few
Securing objective
people.
Bravo.
Tear gas out.
Taking Alpha. The enemy forces to objective. Hostile airstrike near your location. Enemy starting. Securing objective Alpha.
Enemy killed.
Taking Bravo. Hostiles launched a cruise missile.
Almost running low.
Securing objective Bravo.
I've got another worse scraps.
All objectives are held by you. Hostiles secure the remote turret. Hostiles cluster mine active. Alpha secure. UAV ready to deploy.
The biggest incentives.
Taking
Don't fly
Bravo.
over.
The average price.
Took a shot.
There's a lot of distance.
Using tear gas.
Hostile UAV in the air. Securing objective Charlie. They're getting hit hard.
Tear gas out.
Securing objective Bravo.
Swapping mags.
Hostile cluster mine detected. Enemy securing Bravo.
Using tear gas. Mask gas. Gas is coming.
Objective Bravo is
Tear gas out.
compromised. Enemy UAV active.
Type situation. Of course, that's the average person. And this is why the average person doesn't become a drug dealer. But that's the average person. But what if you didn't have one like that? What if, whether for genetic reasons, like you might, for some reason, your genetic code shows that you have low empathy, so you have sort of psychopathic sort of behaviour that's innate. Or maybe you just had a really bad upbringing where you've got it into your head that, might is right, it's very Darwinian, you've just got to do what you can do to survive or whatever. There's numerous reasons why people might not have that moral